Watagwan, Watagwan, Watagwan. Hello, hello, hello. Got a fantastic show for you guys today. Fantastic show. Very entertaining. Similar to yesterday's show, it was very entertaining, but from a totally different aspect. There's also a pretty serious aspect to this as well, a pretty serious aspect. But there are going to be some laughs. I'm not going to lie. There are going to be some laughs, right? You don't laugh, you're going to cry. But it's an interesting story. Interesting. We've spoken about this indirectly in the past, you know, whether it's fitness gurus that are not so guru-y, so to speak. Is that even a word? I think I'm making up words today. Whether they're on YouTube or Instagram or some other social media platform, right? We've spoken about this before. They look fantastic, but can they really teach you anything? Is the advice they're giving any good, of any use? Is it real? That's what we're going to look at today. And I mean, we can talk about the theory, the technicalities, but nothing beats a good story, right? As they say, truth is stranger than fiction. So let's see who we got in the show so far. Who do we have in here? Hello, positive therapist. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, skincare do's and don'ts. Hey, Igwa's daughter, how are you? All right. So we got a couple of people here that are silent, I see. Always have the silent people. I used to be one of them. I'd never get into the chat, but the chat is a lot of fun. I gotta admit, the chat is a lot of fun. I didn't realize what I was missing out when I never got involved in the chat. The chat is awesome. The chat is awesome. Chat is awesome. All right, so let's get right into this. Let's do this. Am I ready? I'm asking if you're ready in Jamaican patois. For those of you who don't speak Jamaican patois.
Making a rise on YouTube, there was a niche full of fake gurus teaching you how to get a body and health like they had. An industry rife with fake natties, crappy protein powder plugs, Photoshop mistakes, and
fake natties. For those who don't know what that is, that's one of those guys, usually a guy who claims to be all natural, but his biceps, his shoulders are out to there, his chest is humongous, six-pack abs, his veins, his muscles, got muscles, but he's natural, right? Lots of photoshopping was going on, actually still going on. As a matter of fact, they can even fake the video now as well. So yeah, a lot of people being tricked out there, right? A lot of people being tricked.
intermittent fasting worshiping also had something else.
Intermittent fasting worshiping. Oh yeah. Yeah, another one of those popular diets. Intermittent fasting, you can look like me, you can get muscles like me, or you can get a booty like me, or breasts like mine, or whatever kind of mumbo jumbo stuff they're selling, right?
Fake gurus pushing custom workout plans.
We're going to move to our GMA cover story right now. The legal backlash against an Instagram fitness influencer accused of scamming clients across the country.
This Good Morning America segment took place on March 19, 2019, nearly 3 years ago, and uncovered an issue that the fitness niche had on YouTube, which was popular influencers giving out custom-made diet plans that were cookie-cutter templates.
Amy,
does that sound familiar? We did a video on Noom. You remember? When people were pointing out how they were getting the same daily caloric intake, and this wasn't even humans, this was software. Even when they use software, it can be bogus. It can be fake, right? You remember one of the authors for the article, this very fit dude, did high intensity interval training, working out 6 times a week, and he got the same amount as some regular person. Yeah, I think it was it 1,200 calories was their standard, I believe. Whatever it was the same number all the time, right? So again, they'll try to sell you on customized and personalized, but that's something very difficult to build to scale. And this is where they trip up, right? I mean, I offer customized, personalized, but I don't have a gazillion clients, right? So that's where they start to run into problems when they try to scale things up by themselves.
After the details, and Amy, some of those clients looking to take some serious action.
That's right, George. Thousands are joining a Facebook group for people who say Brittany Dawn took their money for fitness plans and then never delivered. And now many of them are taking those complaints to the Texas Attorney General.
I had this topic on my radar for a couple of years and never got around to making it. That worked out perfectly because this influencer is now officially getting sued. The state of Texas is suing Brittany Dawn and Brittany Dawn Fitness LLC, alleging she violated the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Consumer Protection Act. I was incredibly happy happy to see this lawsuit get filed because I think this is a step in the right direction to hopefully start to get these fake gurus shut down. Unfortunately, it took 3 years for an actual lawsuit to get filed, but I'm hoping more of these will follow and maybe, just maybe keep some fake gurus from conducting business out of fear of getting caught. In addition to non-monetary injunctive relief, the state seeks monetary relief, including civil penalties, attorney's fees, and costs of over $250,000, but not more than $1 million. Given her alleged scam, I think this is a fair punishment. We'll go over how much she probably made in a minute, but if she faces a judgment, she'll be financially in trouble.
Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to
She's
my
the
channel.
fitness influencer with almost 1 million followers, facing complaints from thousands of dissatisfied customers.
You know, there's a common theme here, right? The first thing you should know is she's beautiful, naturally beautiful face. You can't work out and make your face super beautiful or very handsome. Got a very fit body as well, right? But does she know how to make you fit? Does she know that? Does she even know how she made herself fit? She might have just have been lucky. Great genetics, right? Fantastic genetics, perhaps.
It might take a little while to get your form down.
This morning, new complaints being filed with the Texas Attorney General's office alleging that Brittany Davis, the face of Brittany Dawn Fitness, never delivered on personalized diet and fitness plans that in some cases cost close.
By the way, sometimes when these people are doing these workouts, it's kind of tricky, right? They'll use these big plates, but that may be 5 pounds on each side. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you can get those rubberized plates that they look like you're lifting a lot, but you're not lifting a lot. Hell, you can get the fake plates, right? You've got all these scanners. Guys look like they're lifting these massive amounts and it's fake weight. And one of the ways you can tell is when they're moving through too easily. They just bend down and lift it up, or they just push it off like it's nothing. Like they're not really straining, you know?
To $300 per person.
As the fitness niche exploded on YouTube back in 2014 and 2015, everyone with an objectively attractive physique immediately became an influencer, nutrition expert, workout regimen expert, and supplement expert. The worst one, though, was that they all became online personal trainers. Brittany had no professional training or licensing, she had no professional knowledge on personal training, and she ultimately was a fake guru.
So you notice, no professional anything. Right? None, zero, zilch, nada. Nothing whatsoever. But again, very pretty lady, right? Very fit physique. You can tell she's got a real physique. Probably was not surgically enhanced or anything like that. Because I saw in other videos, older pictures of her before she became blonde. She was like a brunette, I believe. She was always a good looking lady, right? And then she became even better looking, let's say. And by the way, it's not only guys that can be fake natties. You have ladies that can be fake natties too. They don't all got big muscles, right? They can just be cute and bikini model looking in a sense, right? So you got to keep that in mind as well. Not everything that you see is what it appears to be.
Someone who thought she was a professional because she was skinny and got attention from her attractive appearance. Brittany is going to be the main target, and she's received years worth of humiliation and backlash, but really she was just one of many. This issue was so prevalent during those years when fitness YouTube was taking off and everyone was becoming an expert trainer and weight loss coach.
So what you see is you still have a bunch of these people out there, right? And they have these huge following, hundreds of thousands and millions of followers. And the sad thing is, because they look fantastic and they sound great, people are going to believe them. All right. True story. Years ago, I met a lady. All right. And we're talking about the fitness stuff. And she says, oh, she got this great program. I'm like, I'm curious. I wasn't training anybody back then. Oh, let me see it. And she showed me. And I'm like, but you're eating like 1,000 calories or something, or it was 800 or something like that. And she's like, yeah, but it's working. I'm losing weight. And I was like, yeah, this is not sustainable based on how long she had been doing it. Right. I was like, your body's going to rebel. You're crushing your metabolism is going to slow down. The scale will eventually stop and start to go the opposite direction. She's like, no, no, no. She started getting indignant. She's like, well, he's very muscular, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. A couple of weeks later, she texted me something like, oh my God, the scale is going up. Exactly. I always remember she said, and based on how he looked, I thought he must know what he's doing. Very muscular guy, right? Way more muscular than me. The problem is this, right? Either some of these people have either just great genetics, they hit the genetic lottery, they have pharmaceutical aids, or in many cases, they were always fit. They're always in a structured environment, right? Think of all the ex-athletes you see on TV who become fat. out of shape, male or female, does not matter. But at one point in time, these were world-class athletes with incredible physiques, fantastic physiques, right? Just look at the 100-meter finals, men or the women. The women have flawless physiques and the men got great physiques, right? The kind of physiques most men would love to have, most women would like their guy to have, and the women have the physiques most men would love to have their ladies have. Yeah. And you see them 10, 15 years later, they're chubby, right? Or something. Why is that? Well, when they're in these structured programs from a young age, they're identified as talented, whatever, they can run fast, jump high, blah, 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 blah. You see this all over the world in any sport, right? Skiing, whatever. They're in a structured environment with coaching, nutrition planning, right? Massage therapy, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Then when they retire, they're just set loose. They're just let loose to go roam wild. But they don't know how they got to where they are. So they don't know to maintain it. They were always told, eat this, eat that, do this work, or do blah, 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 blah. Now, some of them maintain and they still look fantastically years later. But a lot of them, they just fall off a cliff. You can't believe he or she used to look like that compared to what they look like now. And this is why. As a matter of fact, some of these people, these ex-athletes, similar with these guru-type fitness people, if you were to clone them and ask them to coach themselves, right, an out-of-shape version of themselves, they could not coach themselves to look like themselves. Let me say that again. They could not coach themselves to look like themselves. So what the hell do you think they're going to be able to coach you? If they can't coach themselves, how are they going to coach you? Let that sink in. Let that percolate on your brain. So let it percolate, right? Because this is true. They can't explain to you how they look the way they look. They can't. You see, sometimes when these athletes become coaches and they suck at it, they were fantastic when they were pros. Great desire, great effort. It's not just time they work hard. They want their players to play hard, but they can't coach that well. It's not that next. Some of the greatest coaches in any sport, they weren't fantastic players. They were average at best or below average. Or the next, hell, you've had great coaches that didn't even play the damn game at the professional level. This is fact. You've had great coaches that didn't play the game at the professional level. That's why knowledge is critical.
Davis posting an apology on YouTube.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I've taken full responsibility for it. I made things right, and I did whatever it took to make things right.
What mistake did she actually make? Using the Wayback Machine, this was her website back in 2018. Individualized macros and training. This was the most common package consumers were buying from influencers. Macros, or macronutrients, is the breakdown of how many fats, carbs, and protein.
We talk about this all the time, right? You got to hit these right numbers. Usually, the middle number, protein, is too low for most people, and the carbs and the fats are too high or too low, but usually too high. You can't eat a ton of carbs and a ton of fat. Keeping it simple, right? One is high, the other one must be low. Like keto, low carbs, high fat, or bodybuilder style, low fat, high carbs. The thing people universally mess up is the protein.
You eat every day. Here were some of her programs. This was a pretty typical lineup of programs from influencers at the time. Some type of time range, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, and some type of catchy name to get you to buy, such as the bridal package.
That is hilarious. The bridal package. I can just see ladies clicking on that. I'm sorry, I can see ladies clicking on that. The bridal package. Because of course, why not? I don't know if it's to get you ready for a wedding or perhaps you work out differently when you're in for a wedding. I don't know.
Which is hilarious to me, as if you train differently for a wedding. Beginning in 2014, defendants profited from the sale of online fitness packages to thousands of consumers with the promise of personalized nutritional guidance and individualized fitness coaching. Specifically, defendants' online fitness packages offered macronutritional assessments and, depending on the plan purchased, daily or weekly email training and one-on-one coaching. Arguably, the biggest scam in the fitness space at that time was influencers claiming that you'll get personalized diet plans and workout routines. What happened was anyone with a cute face and a good physique could gain hundreds of thousands of followers. Unfortunately, that social proof and following led to them believing that they were an expert in fitness, health, and nutrition. That space was and still is full of fake gurus.
That's the key point, right? Like I said earlier, these people still exist. You see them there, right? One of the telltale things I've realized about them is the material they produce is very short. Cool workout clip or just selfies or pictures of them looking cute or looking hunky and whatnot. And they'll paste some verbiage there, which they probably didn't write. They're paying somebody to write this. But they never interact with people. They do no Q&A. They don't put themselves in a position where they have to speak unless it's scripted. Why? Because they would be revealed as not really knowing anything, right? They look fantastic, and they almost always have a killer marketing team. A killer marketing team. Some of these ads are fantastic. I mean, they'll talk about some Harvard study or they've solved this problem or that, some secret method to lose fat or whatnot, right? But again, it's all mumbo jumbo, But those are some of the things to look out for. They don't engage one-on-one. They will not take questions. You can't question them. You send some comment in, no response, or some generic response like, you go, girl, or yeah, lift heavy weights, work out harder, okay?
Defendants' online nutrition and fitness packages range from $92 for a one-time macro consultation to $300 for 3 months of personalized macros, trainings, and coaching. However, the online nutrition and fitness plans delivered to consumers were not individualized. Defendants also failed to provide the promised coaching and check-ins. This is the heart of the lawsuit. Brittany was marketing her programs as personalized, which led to many people buying her products. They all found out pretty quickly that they weren't personalized.
And many customers still claiming they have not gotten full refunds. A Change.org petition titled Stop Brittany Dawn Fitness Scams signed over 11,000 times, asking Brittany Davis to make things right with her followers.
One problem was that Brittany was not giving out personalized diet and fitness plans. The other was that she wasn't even responding to client emails or performing any coaching, which was the expectation of many of the customers.
So she contacted Dawn on Instagram.
She deleted the comments and blocked me immediately.
Angie then found out it was happening to others in a Facebook group formed by alleged victims.
At the time I joined, it was about 200 people. I think it's up to 4,500.
Dawn's Yelp page has a 1-star rating.
The root issue with all of these influencer-type scams is that they're fake gurus who made a lot of money quickly. She wasn't an expert at anything, which is why so many people were disappointed with the product. Fake gurus create bad products. Surprise, surprise.
Led to this.
I apologize to anyone who feels like they got scammed from me. I was not only a coach, but also the sole content creator, customer service, business owner, YouTuber, financial advisor, and everything else that comes with every business. I now realize that
Do you guys notice in the background you hear like it sounds like, I don't know, her dryer or washing machine or something? You hear that noise, clack, 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 clack. Let me rewind this a little bit. And of course, she's reading the apology from her phone because that's so authentic. When you read the apology, honey, I'm sorry that I did blah, 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 blah. Honey, I'm sorry. Would you accept that apology from your significant other? Probably not. But let's listen to this background. It sounds like she's doing laundry or something. I don't know, the dishwasher maybe? No, yeah. I don't know.
like they got scammed from me. I was not only a coach, but also the sole content creator, customer service, business owner, YouTuber, financial advisor, and everything else that comes with every.
Do you guys hear that in the background? Is it me? Am I crazy? Let me know in the chat. Because I'm pretty sure I hear the dryer going.
business. I now realize that I should have had more help and that this is a lesson that I am having to now learn the hard way. And for that, again, I am sorry.
And what
Great with the crying command, right? Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're sorry, just give me back my money.
was probably the worst YouTuber apology video she read from her phone. Like, come on, you just scammed your fans and the best you can do is make a YouTube video reading from your phone and fake crying?
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
That is too hilarious. That is hilarious. Skincare Do's and Don'ts says that's definitely the dryer. Yeah, that's definitely the dryer. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, this thing just keeps getting better and better. Okay, let's continue.
You look familiar.
Yeah?
You look like you stole my daughter's money.
Are you kidding me?
I ain't kidding you. Yep, you took $200. Hey, this woman took $200 from my daughter.
This is YouTuber Cassidy Campbell confronting Brittany at a fitness expo. This video was released on February 5, 2019. It's actually the spark that opened the whole operation to a larger audience and forced Brittany to upload the fake apology video.
And why is she hiding back there if she can't handle it?
I'm going to need you to step out of the booth.
All right, sir, because I'm about to call the police if I don't get my $200 back.
Defendants largely ignored consumer complaints, or if they did respond, offered only partial refunds. In 2019, consumers' complaints on social media garnered media attention, prompting defendant Davis to make a video apology posted to YouTube. Defendants promptly took the website down. This was taken from a video released by Swolenormous, who covered this scandal in real time back in...
See what this stuff is here? Let's zoom in. Actually, I can't zoom in. I'm just leaning in closer to read it. You guys probably can read it better on your screens than I can on mine. But you see, talk about weekly check-ins, bi-weekly FaceTime check-ins. Wow. Plan change and response will be made within 48 hours, but I will reply to tell you I have your check-in within 24 hours. Wow. Yeah. The problem here already, you can see it's a scale problem, right? If you're coaching 1 or 2 people, sure, you can FaceTime them every week. But what if you got a couple hundred? Is that feasible? Don't think so. Don't think so.
In February 2019, this is an email Brittany sent after all the backlash. Instead of giving refunds like most of her customers were asking for, she then offered this. I would like to have the chance to make it up to you, and I'm offering my new revamped coaching to you. The problem with fake
The new revamped. I won't give you back your money, but I'll offer you the new revamped coaching program. But the first one didn't work. Anyway,
news is they don't realize that the issue isn't customer service or making things right by offering an extended coaching plan or whatever. The issue is that the product will never be good because they don't know what they're doing and they have no professional experience licensing.
This is the problem, right? You remember my example about the cloning? If they could coach themselves, the clone version themselves, they couldn't coach themselves. I strongly believe this. They literally could not coach themselves. They literally couldn't do this, right? So what chance can they coach you? This is what he's talking about, right? When I coached this lady to lose 50 pounds, that didn't accidentally happen. I really did coach a lady to lose 50 pounds. I lost 65 pounds once myself. I had help, a nutritionist, right? Learned a lot from her. Then when I tried to get muscular, I got too much fat on. Then I fell off the wagon. And then when I changed again, I got professional coaching, learned a lot from those people. I am certified. I've spent time researching this stuff. Some of these people, again, they just hit the genetic lottery, and because they look good and they sound like they know what they're talking about. And if you don't know anything about this stuff, what are you going to do? It's like a car salesman, right? They can bamboozle you so fast, your head will spin.
Or qualifications. According to Ms. Davis, the macronutrients for each consumer were customized at the very beginning of the plan based on several factors, including a consumer's weight, height, goals, and activity level, and she adjusted the macronutrients throughout the plan as she determined necessary. Believe it or not, I was actually a NASM certified personal trainer back in 2016 because I love the YouTube fitness space. I even started this channel as a fitness channel. You'll see if you go back to my first videos. Once you go through professional training and have good mentors, you'll quickly realize how little most YouTube influencers know about fitness and nutrition. In addition to an initial assessment and continued refinement of macronutrients throughout the plan, as previously noted, an essential component of the goods and services offered by defendants was the personal fitness coaching. If Brittany had any experience actually training people, she would have known that you can't offer personal coaching to thousands of people, especially...
Hit the nail on the head. I just said it, right? I mean, if you read that thing, she's going to FaceTime the people. Thousands of people. What are you gonna like FaceTime and say hello and that's it? This reminds me of Noom. Remember with Noom and the personal coaching and the lawsuit Noom settled for like 50-something million dollars, 52 or something like that? Or maybe it was 60. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One of the complaints were the personal coaches, plural, as in many of them, not just one like this lady, many of them. So they had more resources, right? They would just send these vague things like keep it up or you go and blah, blah, blah. Stuff that what you can just Google cool quotes, motivational quotes, but that's not coaching. And they don't answer your questions. That's part of the problem with her and some of these other people. Same problem was with Noom. They have no time to answer questions, or they don't know how to answer questions. Either way, your questions aren't being answered. That's the problem.
For $1,000 or whatever, her followers didn't know any better and unfortunately got scammed. Consumers who purchased the personalized online nutrition and fitness plans were given access to a Team Brittany Dawn Facebook group, which served as a virtual community of consumers on the same fitness journey. It was through the Facebook group that consumers realized that defendants had given them the same individualized nutrition and fitness plans.
Some of this stuff is almost comical, right? So she created a Facebook group and the people went in there and they're like, hey, so what are you doing? Hey, what am I doing? And they started like, wait a second, your plan is just like my plan. What? Well, let's compare notes. God damn, your plan is like my plan. So she kind of like outed herself, ironically. right? Which is hilarious. You can't make this stuff up. This would be like one of those like comedy type movies or something, right? Comedy dramas, I guess.
One consumer commented that, "I thought at first you had created this workout plan based on my needs and wants, until I referred 2 friends to you and their plans were the same." That's absolutely hilarious to me that they all received the same plans. The reason why I hope Brittany loses this lawsuit and faces a big judgment is because she was allegedly doing this for years and silencing comments that were voicing complaints.
Years. It's a common theme with some of these people, you know. When they finally get called out, we saw it with the fat girl fed up video, right? She was doing these pools where you spend money and you can win something. So she was making good money off of this, but she was clearly from the pictures putting back on weight. But she posts old pictures, perhaps, maybe, allegedly, I don't know. And then suddenly she's in the hospital and she's made all this money, but there's controversy and the pictures make her look even bigger now. And people are like, what's going on? How are you doing these diet bet, competitions, but you're putting on all this weight and this and blah, 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 blah. All the scandals, right? And when I did research for that show, that had been going on for years, right? Just like with this lady, you can find these websites or groups or whatever that point out their mumbo jumbo nonsense. The problem is, typical person does not know. They just stumble onto a channel or a page or whatever, like, oh man, this story is so cool. This person is awesome. I really vibe with them. Look, they lost 300 pounds. This is great. Or man, he looks fantastic. I want his abs, his shoulders, or oh my God, her ass is so wonderful. I want her butt. I'm a mother with 2 kids. If I do her program, if I buy her waist trainer, if I drink her tea, her this, her that, $5 here, $20 there, $100 there, and you still look the same after all is said and done. Yep. Very unfortunate.
If you guys have been following me this year, you guys know that I ultimately went into a season of hiding when everything happened. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't handle it very well at all, actually. And
this video was released in November 2019, where Brittany addresses some of the hate she was experiencing. She could have made it right by refunding all of her customers, but she chose option B, the much worse option. She allegedly sent her customers an NDA to sign, stating that she'll refund 50% of their money if they sign the NDA. Fake gurus are bad because they create bad products that don't result in positive solutions. They also have an innate level of greed that forces them to focus on the dollar bill above customer satisfaction.
I've said it already, but you guys, I'm here to say it again. I messed up. I made a mistake. I am human, but I took the steps needed as a business owner and as an influencer to fix said mistake.
This video was released in March 2019 titled "Calling Out the Hate," where she claims to have fixed the problem. The lawsuit filed this week shows that she didn't fully fix the problem. The reason why someone like Brittany can't fully fix the problem is that refunding everyone that got scammed would mean returning money that's already been spent. A few months later, she released a video titled "I Bought a House." Using Batch Lead software, I found her house was purchased for $437,600 in May 2020, only a couple months after the drama. Her loan is for $350,100, which represents 80% of the value of the property, meaning she put 20% cash down as her down payment. The property tax is $8,185. Gotta love Texas property taxes. They don't get you on state income tax, but they'll get you on those property taxes. Extrapolating out, assuming she doesn't have any other debt, she would need to show about $6,000 a month in income to qualify for that loan. Given that she is self-employed, she probably needed to show that amount of income for at least 2 years. To close, she needed around $95,000 in cash. That's a pretty good chunk of change for her age. I love talking personal finance and money, so that's why I bring this segment up. Her programs range from $92 to $300, so she had a lot of clients to be able to make that level of income consistently month after month and to save that much cash.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome.
So again, if you have thousands upon clients, I don't care what you're doing, but worse, what she's trying to do, that's not sustainable as one person, right? At that point in time, if you were really doing what you claim to be, you'd have to have a team of people. Then that's plausible, right? There's no way you can do one-on-one, especially what she was trying to do at that level. This is why some of these people, they just sell programs. That's it. Just buy $20, and even then they call it customize. I want to build muscle program, or I want to do this program. But it's not really customized, because if you click the same option and you change your name from Michael to Tom, hell, you could probably put male, female, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. You'll get the same damn program, literally the same program. They're just using algorithms, right?
Back to my channel. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded anything.
After she bought her house, she transitioned out of the fitness and nutrition space into what she's doing today. Defendants charged consumers a shipping fee, even though the nutrition and fitness plans were emailed, incurring no mailing or shipping fees.
Wow. Shipping fees on an electronic program. That's a good, damn. Cold-blooded. Wow.
That's the perfect summary of a scammy product. She should have just added a bogus convenience fee too. Since this incident happened years ago, I ask you to not go spam her inbox or message her with ugly comments. It's been brought to my attention that this happens and people include my name in it, so I ask you to please not message her. From all of the evidence found for this case, my guess is she's going to be left with a very big judgment or settlement, and capturing the money for the plaintiffs is going to be really challenging. Brittany has moved on to a new career, which I'm assuming doesn't pay enough to pay down a $250,000 to $1 million debt. I'm really happy to see this lawsuit get filed. I'm really hoping more follow suit so that the fake gurus on social media can stop scamming consumers with their bogus credentials and crappy products.
I mean, yeah, that's I think the shipping fee kind of summarized things, right? You know, you got to pay close attention to stuff. So what is she doing now, right? She's gotten into the religious space, let's call it that, right? So she felt she had her identity is in Christ, and her social media has totally changed. No more cute, sexy outfits. She's more conservatively dressed, right? Solely focused on Christian content. She now sells tickets for weekend religious conferences run by her ministry. She lives free. Okay. You know, she does religious advice. You know, there's videos I was seeing online of this baptism stuff. She does a lot of that. And you see all people are smiling, hugging, crying. They're so happy. You got to pay her for this stuff, though, right? And she shares religious relationship advice now, relationship guru, biblical messages that she's, and quotes attributed to God that didn't come out of the Bible. All sort of crazy stuff. She's charged more than $600 per person for 3 days of these speaker baptism and lodging type stuff. And you know, she did some conference where it's like $125 per person, like a one-day conference, and stuff is non-refundable too. I saw a case where a lady was trying to get a refund, and she's like, after she saw stuff on her, and they're like, nope, no refund. You know, years ago, I remember talking to a lady, and she was going to some church retreat, and she mentioned that she wanted to cancel or change, but she couldn't because it was non-refundable. And I remember thinking at the time, that sounds weird to me. A church offers a retreat for the congregation that you pay a down payment on, but if you change your mind, you can't get it back. I was like, what? It's like, wow, that's a pretty hardcore church. You know, it's not like you've gone already. You just made it, but yeah, I digress. So let's see what's going on down in the chat. What do you guys think? You know, feel free to call in. Let me know. Let me drop the link again. Right, and let me know. I'm scrolling through the chat. Let's see what's going on. Hello, Needs Watches. Welcome to the show. Hey, Before the Billions. Hey, the Before the Billions, like I said, pretty good show, pretty cool show, especially with that name, right? Especially with that name. Very good interviewer. And let's see, who else we got scrolling down. Hey, Angelique, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome. We got Snuggle668 with the cool, what do you want to call it? Avatar? Yeah, the Snuggle668 is really a pretty cool avatar. I'm finding some of this stuff fascinating when people do that. All right. So let's see. What do we got going on? Oh, yeah. Skincare do's and don'ts. She really finessed the woman with the bridal package. Yep, she did. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, damn, the bridal package. I mean, you know, some of you ladies would have clicked on that stuff. Like, oh my God, the bridal package. This is definitely the one for me. Click, 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 click. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Positive therapist. Definitely many brides start working it when they get engaged. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The material fake natties reduces very vague. I'm not sure I'm following on this one, skincare do's and don'ts. Maybe you got to maybe clarify. Oh, produce. Aha. Yeah, there we go. The fake nat, the material fake natties produces very vague. Yes, yes, vague on purpose. Work out harder, lift more. They got cool quotes And you can Google this stuff and just slap some cool quote in there, right? Positive therapy says they know better than to engage. It would be revealed that the emperor wears no clothes. Yes, this is true. They're not doing any kind of Q&A like this. I can tell you that. Yeah. This is so true here. You know, it's pretty brazen when you set up some kind of program, but as I've realized, you have so many people, whether it's with fitness or prosperity or finances or become more of a man or more of a lady. You got all these fake gurus out there, man. And it's they can make a killing. And then they can make a killing. They can make a killing. That's what I've seen. Again, not the impersonal video reading from her phone. Yes. And oh yes, it is confirmed. That was the dryer in the background. I thought I heard a dryer. Needs watches says, yep, the too much work for one person excuse. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was funny. Oh yeah, that guy, that stuff, man. When the dad showed up, that was crazy. He got real at the convention, but he was about to turn up. Oh yeah. Yeah. He actually got, when you see the full video, he actually gets kicked out because I found it online. He actually gets kicked out of the convention, but apparently it went viral back then, which kind of triggered a whole lot of things, right? That's the thing. You can only hide this BS for so long, right? This is very true, Needs Rushes. See, that's why I was so careful about what I offer on Patreon. Yeah, because if you offer the world, you know, you're going to be held accountable for that, right? The key thing here is that, let's say the person just totally made a mistake. Just own up to the mistake and just say, okay, my bad. I made a mistake. Stop. I'm not taking any more orders, right? For those of you that already sent me money, because you haven't spent the money at that point in time, right? If suddenly I got 5,000 clients overnight, I'm like, oh, I can't handle that. Take back the money and just keep a bunch of them, right? You haven't done anything. Just give back the money. Just refund, cancel the credit card or whatever. So, yeah. Yep, you're right. This sounds very similar to the Noom controversy. This is true. Yeah. This is so true. That's so true. Angelique says, that apology is like me telling my kids to go to their room and write a letter explaining what they did wrong and why they should be sorry. No grown adult should be writing an apology like that. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up. You can't make that stuff up, man. And then she got the fake tears going as well, right? Yeah. I knew what you meant, Angelique, but yeah, let me post the corrected version. It made no sense. I meant to say I'll have my kids write an apology letter, but an adult has no business apologizing like that. That is true. Yeah. Yeah. Needs watches says, LOL. Yeah, we get you. Yeah, that's true. We did get you. We did get you. Yeah. Now she's playing on people for sympathy. Yep. That's what these fake gurus do, you know. They will come out with some kind of quasi-apology explanation, and yeah. Snuggle68 says, do you consider someone being a fake group because something went wrong on the business end? No, I mean, people can just make genuine make mistakes, right? But they're fake when their stuff never worked because, you know, they don't have testimonials showing how it worked or anything like that. What she has is a whole bunch of people saying, she never gave them anything. She promised one-on-one. You could contact her. She would contact you. And she wouldn't respond. You saw she would block people, etc. This went on for years. I mean, look at it this way. You have to have really screwed up if the state is suing your ass. It's not like a person suing your ass. This is the state. Just imagine where you live right now, right? Anywhere in the world. Imagine the government suing you on the behalf of its citizens for whatever it is. I don't care what it is. You're a painter, a plumber, you're an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a pharmacist, whatever you do. Imagine the government suing you for that thing. Just let it sink in. It didn't click to me till now. That's crazy. The state of Texas is suing her ass. The state of Texas. That is crazy. I mean, I don't know why this didn't hit me before, but that is humongous. That the government is suing your ass. Yeah, you really screwed up when the government is suing your ass. It's not some civil court thing. The government is suing your ass. You really done screwed up when that happened. No doubt about that. Hey, welcome to the show. I'm gonna bring you up skincare do's and don'ts. Give me 1 second. Hey, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Hey, Coach Kirk. Hey, Chad. How are you?
Hey, so what do you think of this show? What do you think?
Well, excellent show, and it's definitely something that needs to be brought to the light because there are
Mhm,
several fitness influencers, especially on Instagram, that a lot of people look up to. But what I called in to mention is
mhm,
that this is a matter of ethics, right? This reminds me of like Ponzi schemes.
mhm.
You know, when people they have these great ideas, and then it's really for their benefit but not for the benefit of those who partake in it. And so when I'm looking at and reading more into this situation, it's a matter of ethics. So as a small business professional, um it is my responsibility to know what my limitations are and to know what I'm capable of doing if I don't have enough manpower, right?
That's the root of it all, right?
Right.
If she was just dealing with 10 clans or 50, but thousands of people, that's the problem. By herself doing everything from what she said.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. And if in business there's something called scaling up and scaling down, right? And whether
Right.
that be your supplier demand or whether it be you acquiring employees. So if she
Mhm.
saw that the demand for her service went up, then it was her responsibility as a business owner to hire more people and train them on whatever protocol or whatever system she has in place for her business. Obviously greed got in the way with this young lady,
Mhm.
you know, and she you know how you see those pictures with the dollar signs in
Yeah.
people's eyes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much from what I'm gauging from her. She
Yeah.
got greedy,
Yeah.
and unfortunately it has tainted her. It's tainted people's perception of her. Who's going to trust her? I wouldn't trust her. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't trust her at all.
Yep. That's a good point. So do you think if she had scaled up, this would have worked out for her? Do you think she would still end up in this promiscuous scale? Say she had had 10 people or 50 people. Say if she had had the right number of people, do you think this would still have worked?
In my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it would have worked for her, number one,
Mm-hmm.
if she would have addressed the situation,
Mm-hmm.
um, as far as, yeah, she should have scaled up. She should have gotten more employees, number one.
Okay.
Or she could have refunded the people their money, because obviously she can't hire 10 people in a matter of, I don't know how quickly she scaled up,
Right.
but she can't hire 10 people in a matter of a week to do, and train them to do what she needs them to do to meet these people's needs, right?
Right. I agree.
So the proper thing would have done was to she could have done was to send out an apology email. Number one, okay, I apologize and I thank you all for valuing my service and valuing what I'm able to provide you. But right now, I cannot meet the demand.
Mm-hmm.
I will get back to you once I'm able to meet the need, right?
Right.
And that would have been one of the proper things to do. And secondly, she needed a PR person, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once this escalated to the point that it escalated,
Yeah.
obviously she couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
An Olivia Pope at that point.
Yeah. Yep.
she
I agree with that.
she need because it spiraled, and it
Yeah.
spiraled beyond her knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It spiraled beyond her control, right? And that's when you bring the folks in to handle it, and
Right.
it would have saved her reputation.
Yeah.
That's what she needed first, to save her reputation.
So, yeah, I mean, so Snuggles668 has a comment. Snuggles is maybe perhaps disagreeing with you. Snuggles says, is she trying to say this woman became greedy? So is that what you're trying to say?
So I'm going based off of then this is my opinion, based
Mhm.
off her actions and her responses to what she had done,
Right.
it's greed. When you can't refund somebody money,
Mm-hmm.
that's a matter of you being greedy.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Very good
You
point.
know?
I mean, personally, I agree because you said she had two options, right? Scale
Yes.
up or return the funds. Let me
Right.
play devil's advocate. The reason I asked the question about scaling up is it doesn't seem to me, well, first of all, it's clear she has no qualification or certification or anything like that, right? And I couldn't find any cases of success stories.
Correct.
Right? So it sounds like if you scale up a product, so you deal with skin, right? But suppose you suck at it and you scale up, let's say, unless you're hiring people who actually are skillful, I'm not sure scaling up would actually help because you mentioned training the people you're hiring in your protocols, but if you have no real protocols, then I'm not really sure that would work unless you're going to hire real personal trainers.
And that I agree. Correct. If you are not skilled yourself, you can't properly train someone to provide adequate personal training, adequate meal plans, or whatever she was providing.
Mhm.
So it would not have made sense to scale up. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I would see potentially. Well, she seems very charismatic, so I could see her hiring people who knew what they were doing and then just divvying out the customers to them, so to speak. But I agree. I would think it's either she got over her head and just didn't think to hire people, or it's on the greedy side. She didn't say like, I ain't returning that money. I'm going to keep this money, blah, 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 blah. And probably not realizing that there could be these repercussions.
Right.
Because I think if she could go back in the Wayback Machine, as he called it, to go back in time to that point, she would have either hired a professional or she'd have refunded the money. She would have done what she did for sure. Because you see, fast forward to now, you got the state coming after her. And I mean, this evidence seems very overwhelming. I'm not a lawyer, but it does not look good. I mean, it does not look good at all.
It doesn't. And in business, whenever you get to a leadership position, they always tell you get people around you who know more than you or who can do what you can't do. So that's a matter of you assessing your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, right? As a business professional.
Yeah.
So obviously her being able to provide personalized plans is a weakness and an opportunity in her business. So it would have been advantageous for her to hire someone who does.
Yep.
And she still could have had the money, and that person could have created training protocol like that would have helped her.
I agree. Angelique has something interesting. She said the second apology is blaming the consumer. It's kind of true. It is, right? It's kind of blaming the consumer in a sense. That is true. True. Okay, so I got a super chat here. So now I'm using two screens. It's much more effective. Actually, technically three screens, actually. But yeah, one is my iPad, one is my TV. So I'm not less likely to miss these. Thank you, Positive Therapist. She says, at skincare do's and don'ts with Latasha Moore. I completely agree with you. I've had several clients who were first seeing a life coach and nothing was changing. Wow.
Right. See, I have my personal opinion about life coaches.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it on you.
Please share. Please do. Please share. I think this is the right show to get into life coaches. Don't see myself doing a show on life coaching.
So it's kind of similar for me, this is my opinion, to those people who make themselves self-proclaimed fitness gurus. In my opinion, with life coaches go to get certifications. There are several programs out there. A lot of them are not nationally accredited, but they go to and people go and get certified, and then they put themselves in the position to take everyday people who may be struggling or who may be vulnerable about life or particular areas of their life, and they're coaching them in their life. And I have this mantra: you can't tell me anything about my future or my life if you don't have your own stuff together, right? And that's how I feel about a lot of life coaches. and and the truth of it is, a lot of those people who are dealing with life situations, they need therapy. And life
Yep.
coaches are not clinically trained nor academically trained to address a lot of the issues that these people are facing.
Great point. Great point. As a matter of fact, one of the earlier comments I saw from Positive Therapy, she said, as a therapist, I can't take on more than 40 people a week.
Right.
At 40, I need to refer those people out or hire another licensed therapist. So you see, even with somebody that's clinically trained, there's certain parameters beyond which you cannot pass because they know there's a number beyond which you can't get past.
Exactly.
There's a limit. You gotta go hire another professional. But this lady was coaching thousands of people.
Right.
Thousands of people, right?
Yeah, and then you have a schedule, like, and I'm sure like in your coaching business, you have a schedule where you see clients and you talk to clients. The same thing, like even with my skincare clients, I know my limitations and what I cannot and can do for a week or in a day. So I'm not gonna bite off more than I can chew. I'm not gonna double book a client, and that's why you have deposits for people to let them hold their space. But you don't overextend yourself to jeopardize your company's reputation and also yours.
Yeah, this is why I'm assuming people have to book with you, right? So, and that means time slots. There's a fixed number of free slots people can choose to see you. I'm assuming, right? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And if they have a question, they can call me and I'll take a waiting list. Like I'll tell somebody, hey, somebody booked. If they cancel, I'll let you know in advance, and you keep a separate sheet or book for that. But that's what you do. And there's another saying: you don't overpromise, you over deliver. Right?
Yes, that's true.
In business, never overpromise, because if you don't have the capacity or the resources to meet that promise, you're just setting your business and yourself up for failure. So, but you always over deliver, because over delivering is you showing that you have a great quality of work and you're trying to give great customer service.
That makes a lot of sense. No doubt about that. Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. Welcome to the show, Tamika. See, Tamika has joined the show. Welcome.
Yes, Tamika, I agree with you, girl. Whenever anybody approaches me and says they're a life coach, I kind of have a stank face look. It's like, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with it.
That is funny. That is too funny. So what do you think is going to happen with her? How do you think things are going to turn out for Miss Brittany?
Well, it looks like Miss Brittany has found the Lord. Okay.
Yes.
And so she's depending on Jesus to redeem her and to be her salvation. So that's her out. And I just think if she continues, with those same behaviors, especially going into the religious sect, it could be pretty brutal there as well. Sometimes people in the church can be just as harsh and just as critical as those who are not. But I mean, it would behoove her to really do some self-reflection and really take a look at the things she needs to change in entering that new sect. So
I agree. That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully Miss Brittany changes her ways, and and people. My hope is that we've entered this world of technology. We've entered this world of social media where any and everybody has access to it, and any and everybody has access to the information that these people put out.
Right.
It is important, and in whenever you have a product or whatever, it's always consumer education, right? So I think as consumers of YouTube, consumers of the internet, we need to be educated. We need to be educated about who these people are. We need to be educated about the information that they're trying to give us. There's a scripture in the Bible that says faith comes by hearing and hearing comes by the word. And
Okay.
so basically what that means is whatever you hear, you have faith for, or whatever you hear, you believe. So
Mhm.
we have to be mindful and protective over what we hear, because we begin to believe it and it becomes a part of our thought process and it becomes a habit, and those habits manifest, right?
Okay.
So we have to be mindful of those things.
Okay. Good point. Good point. Good point. Hey, welcome to the show, Wendy Hufat. Big up from Jamaica. Yes, big up from Jamaica. I agree. I agree with the Jamaican flag. Yeah. Welcome to the show. First time viewer, as far as I know, or first time commenter for sure. Welcome to the show. So, got any other comments or questions?
No, I
Skincare?
think I pretty much said
Okay.
spoke my mind on the matter.
Okay. 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 Well, thank you for calling into the show. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night. Have
You
a good night.
too. Bye bye.
All right. So skincare do's and don'ts. Coming in with some good knowledge there. Good knowledge. So the positive therapist, I'm not here for the armchair therapist or relationship gurus. Where's your license, please and thank you? Yes. This is true. This is true. This is true. Man. So I'm scrolling down. So Needs Watches asks at Skincare Do's know what happened with Noom. I used to be a member back in the day. So Noom had to settle a big lawsuit. Needs Watches. I forget you had not joined the show when I did that Noom show, but if you go and look, I did a live stream on Noom, and then there are probably like one or two short videos in it. But essentially, I think it's crazy. You know, as I was mentioned in this show, they had a bunch of personal trainers that they overwhelmed them. Like some people are handling like a couple hundred messages per day, couple hundred clients had to message in a single day. It's just not feasible. And these personal trainers had their regular personal trainer jobs. It's not like they were just there full time doing Noom stuff. So they were very vague with the stuff like "you go girl" or other stuff like that. They wouldn't answer questions, basically. And they essentially gave a cookie cutter program. I like to say it was 1,200 calories was like the default. So little Noom points talked about using technology and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Again, they settled it for deceptive pricing practices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they did settle a lawsuit. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. It's like 50 or 60 million. So yeah, you can look that up, or better yet, just watch the video. Watch the video. Thought it was a good video. It was a good video, if I do say so myself. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How's it doing? Let's see. Going down. Another super chat from Positive Therapist. Thank you so much. I really appreciate these super chats. I know it's your hard-earned money or your parents' hard-earned money or your wife's or your husband's. I don't care. I appreciate it wherever it comes from, right? As long as it's legal, as long as it's legal. Positive Therapist says, after my psychological assessments, I'm then telling them they are suffering from childhood trauma and a life coach is not equipped for that. Yeah, good point. You know, life coach thing is crazy. I didn't even know there were certifications for that. But similar with the fitness area, you do have some stuff where people can get some gimmicky things, right? That they can say, oh, I'm licensed or I'm this, but it doesn't really mean anything, essentially. That's one of the problems with these types of things, right? They don't know anything. And again, if they look hot, they look hunky, then people are like, they must know what they're doing. And if they say it confidently, and most people who look good are going to be confident, right? You know, they probably look this way their entire life. They were beautiful or they're handsome, got a great butt or lots of muscles. They're going to confidently say, do blah, 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 or I know what I'm doing, or I know what I'm doing. And they smile and everything. And you're like, yeah, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't know a damn thing, right? They do not know anything. Tamika says, I almost always roll my eyes at anyone saying they're a life coach. Everyone who thinks they have their life halfway together thinks they can be a life coach. Get real. So true. So true. So true. That is so true. That's so true. Let's see. Angelique says, as consumers, it is also our responsible to do our research. I know these scammers are getting better, but the websites can be very revealing and other simple Google searches. This is true. You got to do your research, man. if you Google them, stuff will pop up. I mean, not always, to be honest. Actually, for a lot of them, it won't. But beyond Googling them, read what they have to say. Again, if they're just doing vague stuff, promising you the world, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, right? It probably is. That's the key thing there. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. It's a good point. Gonna drop the link again. Live Q&A portion. Drop that link in case anybody wants to call in. But yeah, I thought this was a good story to go over today because it shows a true life about some of the stuff I'm talking about. And that there's so much nonsense out there, right? And it can be packaged really prettily, very well put together, but it's still garbage. It's still garbage. So yeah, it is no good. It is no good, no good, no good, no good. All right, I'm going to do some last calls here for the call-in, see if anybody else wants to call in. And yeah, please hit the like button. Likes are free, so please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. Smash the like button, actually. Oh, man. Oh, I did not notice. There are people selling life coach certification course on YouTube for thousands of dollars, and they're charging $75 a session. Wow. Okay. I did not know that. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Huh. I did not know this. Yeah. Didn't even think to check that, to be honest. Yeah. There's always some, crazy stuff going on out there. Crazy stuff going on out there. Crazy stuff going on out there. So this is not one of those kind of shows that probably will be 2 or 3 hours or anything like that, right? But I thought, again, it's one thing for me to tell you theories and stories. Well, stories, but I feel like when you see something like this and you see the nonsense, and it's clear to most people that with the nonsense, right? Then I think it really sticks in your mind that you got to be skeptical. Like I told you guys yesterday, for those who were in yesterday's shows, if I came to you and said, man, I have a client that they were exercising 3 times a week, and I put them down to 1 time and they started losing weight, you should probably look at me funny or say, Kirk doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't want to give Kirk any money because he's crazy, right? You need to have some skepticism. Just like Angelique says, do your research, think if it is too good to be true, it's too good to be true. I know you want to believe. I know. And some of these people can be so slick. Like that guy I told you about with his Harvard research. They will cherry pick studies to present something. They might have done this thing on mice at some tiny dose, and they then claim, or some huge dose, right? And they claim this tiny little thing can have something similar, or they exaggerate things, right? Like we saw with the Grow with Joe lady and stuff like that. So you have to be very skeptical. What's that old saying? Trust but verify. Trust but verify. Or that other good saying, a fool and his money is soon parted. That it is what it is. Buyer beware. Buyer beware. Caveat emptor. Buyer beware, right? I mean, they can't put laws and rules to protect you from yourself. Always, right? So, yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. It's what it is. So last call to get into the thing before I shut things down. It was a pretty good show, I thought. Got the point across. Got in there, got it done, blah, 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 blah. Haven't decided, just like yesterday, haven't decided what to do tomorrow. But I guarantee it's going to be another exciting course, right? I'm getting better at figuring out, I think, what you guys want to see, so to speak. But as usual, you notice I always put these comments in. Please let me know what you would like to see. You can leave a comment, or if you're shy, you can send me an email. My email address is kirk@kirkdanderson.com. It's in the about section. You can just click it and email me, or send me a message on Instagram, what have you. So you don't have to send it in here. Wow, here is something the Positive Theory brings up. Master Life Coach Certification, $1,495. Save 47% now, only $797. Wow. Very slick, they're I don't know, but easily you could be selling it for $797, but you just mark it up and then say, huge discount. That is crazy. Wow. And with some of these types of things, they promise the world to the people who buy them, saying you can make so much money doing this, but then they go and do the course and they can't make money. The only people who make money are the people selling the courses. They make money selling the courses, right? It's not real, so to speak. It's not like they were doing great before and then they're selling a course about themselves doing great. It's almost like those late night infomercials you'd see. I mean, they still exist that come on. Oh, you too can be a millionaire if you buy my program. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sharing the secret method to riches. Anyway. All right, guys. So, laters, my massive. Me, I go along now. For those of you who don't speak Jamaican patois, that is goodbye, my people. See you mañana. Peace.